Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you tuning to my channel. I have another look at Cobra Kai. I keep saying this. I was just astounded when this thing hit the ground. I was surprised and stunned. How many S sounds can I kick out and, give a hiss into the mic? The teaser, just the concept when they said, yeah, it's going to come out. There's going to be a series online that's going to be a continuation of The Karate Kid some 20, 30 years later. 25, 30 years later. It's probably 30 years later. Is that 30? Is that 30? It's over 30. It's like 35 years. I keep getting stunned at how long ago something was, and it feels, I just had my summer in the mid-'80s, and it's just a sign of age and perhaps onset senility. Anyway, the idea of a sequel this far down the road, not to mention a series or mini-series, online or otherwise, for The Karate Kid, was generally, it was a surprise. I've said before as well, The Karate Kid is Junior Rocky, essentially. That's what it is. And I love it because of that. I love Rocky and I love The Karate Kid. Both are seen as cheesy 80s. Rocky did start in the 70s, but everyone loves the first movie. And then when they hit the 80s, the movie was, I don't say afflicted with glorious success, but it did have the glorious excesses of the 80s. I loved it. Didn't really see all of that at the time. I didn't see the fourth movie until I got it on Blu-ray, on DVD. And I never saw the first movie until, I bought that on DVD. Years later, years and years later, it was around the time that Rocky Balboa came out, 2006. I thought, well, I want to get that movie and see if it's good. I heard it's good, in spite of what the critics said. And at the same time, I thought I better get the first. And I did and watched it and loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I loved The Karate Kid as well. Sweet, not necessarily innocent, but there is I don't want to say a purity, although there is a certain innocence to it, but it's just a sweet, pleasant, wholesome story, both of them. It absolutely activates your spirit, and regardless, I get carried away here. Like the series and the movies, I got carried away with it. Something told me it was going to be good. Now here I am thinking about a series that is now, it started over 2 years ago. I fell in love with it officially 2 years ago. I was optimistic like all get out when I first saw the trailers and the teasers and then the concept of it. My look back now is I'm about ready to start the second half of the first season. I managed to get a set of discs for season 1. First 5 on the first disc, second 5 on the second disc. It would be a real strange thing if they had the second 5 episodes on the first disc. That's just how my mind works. But it's in full swing. The series is in full swing. This is where things happen. Everything else in season, that's the funny part. When you watch this thing, everything feels like, okay, here's the setup. Okay, now it's rolling. And then it just builds on that. So you get to, not that long ago, looked at season 3, episode 3. Okay, everything's set up. Here we go. And you move on from it. And there's no real cliffhanger, but I wanted the next episode. I wanted to check it out. I kind of wish it wasn't released all at once. I do like the feeling you get when, okay, I want more. I'd binge if I had the chance, but now I'm really looking forward to what happens next. was like watching HBO's Rome, like watching episodes of Doctor Who. Okay, I know it's going to work out, but how is it going to work out? What's going to happen next? So episode six, like all of them before me. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna stop. I got to just start rolling on the episode here. That's where it starts with the cliche, if you'll let me use the term, and I think I get to. Starts with the definition of quiver, the dictionary definition of quiver, and here I am hitting play. And the verb and the noun. I didn't know this. I didn't know that it was, oh, yeah, here you go, young Johnny Lawrence. Of course he's listening to Boston, riding on his bike in Encino Hills in 1979. Yeah, that's the kid. I probably was probably like that kid. Yeah, the music's right. Not a huge Boston fan, but it's an infectious song. Great feel to that. Yeah, look how it's edited here. It's nice. You know, I feel like a kid. What is this that he sees? Bunch of kids, nice bikes. Okay. It's not really Crease, but it is. And it's probably one of the takes that they didn't use for the movie, so it's not exactly the same as in the movie. Maybe it was. Maybe it would be interesting to sample that. And we get to see. There it is, the dojo in all its glory. Strike like a cobra. He's come a long way from that kid. Now he's looking out, nervous. Johnny Lawrence. Did you ever think he'd be nervous like this? See, yes, it does, Dimitri. He's right. Eli's right. Do it. Yeah. Wow. It just tells them.
I look around this dojo, I don't see Cobra Kai material.
Yeah.
I see losers, I see nerds. He's back in the funny hat with kids popping out.
Okay, this is slightly hopeful now. I've seen miracles. Yeah, his first two students. He gives it to them.
First, I need to see where you're at. So everybody, fall in.
See, he has a higher voice than you think he would.
Line up.
It's kind of a surprise. Is he?
Not line up in a line. Lines, in lines.
You mean like rows?
And Daniel, focusing himself up again. Good luck, Pally. We all need a little bit of extra focus, a little extra balance. Uh-oh. She's checking him out on Facebook. Yeah, that's they really hit it. I mean, this isn't normally in the 80s when you have a teen coming of age thing, they never gave you the full what they were teasing the kids about. This is it. Yeah. You know, and it's awful. Yeah, mouthful of sausages.
Come on, remember that time you had me in the job? I had to eat soup for a week. It's funny. I got you. No sweat. I got the books. Yeah, books. Yeah. Come on, you do me a favor. I don't have to block that first urine.
It's just what she needed, just a little welcoming. And yeah,
So,
he needs a little bit more, but it's the path.
yeah, but I figured I'd ride some bikes with you, and then maybe you would, come to the dojo with me. Yeah, and she used to love karate. She's like a mini like dress her up. Yeah, but what about you? Oh, I already know all your tricks.
Yeah. So 9 years old, his son is.
The time has come for you to do a little karate with your dad. What do you think you're doing right there? Look, it's practically karate. Okay, come on, Anthony, let's go. Come on.
Come on, pal.
No, so Alexa, override. Parental override.
Yeah. Sometimes dads just can't do it. Oh, yeah. Probably my least favorite character. It's because the potential is a little better than this. It works for the story. It's not awful. Ooh. And did he shave off his lousy mustache? He did. Thank you. I forgot that. I got a glare on my screen, so I can't exactly tell.
My dad hates his nuts.
Hmm.
He finds out I'm walking home, he's gonna lose his shit. Fighting position.
Yeah.
Jab punch. When I say go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You sure you're right-handed? Yeah. This is right. He just says it right out there. Get with the freaky lip.
You really shouldn't make fun of someone's physical appearance.
Oh, is that so? So I'm not supposed to mention his lip at all?
Yeah.
And maybe that's what they teach you in school. In the real world, you can't expect people to do what they're supposed to do.
A little bit of truth there.
You're that lip, you ain't someone making fun of you. How are you going to handle enough of this?
By calling the police?
There's a certain amount of truth.
What? He does realize the Nazis lost the war, right? Why should I be scared of him?
Because he's got a snake on his wall?
It's not like he's a teacher who can give us back grade. He works for us. It's not
Well,
like he actually works.
He's not really wrong.
You done? God, strike the man. Hard.
Is that what you got for us?
Okay. Other than Miguel, he's the first one to take a hit, take a fall. Character wise.
Yeah, but you can't quit.
I got it. Go to my house. I didn't gave him my money.
Of course, Dimitri wouldn't say that. That's hooker talk. And there's the example. Hey, Kyler, how you doing? And Dimitri's not wrong. He hangs out with Miguel. Miguel's not going to get any crap from Kyler. Kyler's not going to give any crap to Dimitri. That's true. He's probably learned his lesson because he got his ass kicked in front of the entire school, and they applauded. They applauded. And not just because it looked cool. There's no doubt that that's a guy who he didn't ever just go after Miguel and Dimitri and Eli. They were a pain in the ass to a lot of guys. Probably girls too. Well, Yasmin's really the character who tries to handle the lesser girls.
I would love to do it, honestly, but tonight I'm working out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, steaming. And the South Asian dating app is destroying my weekends. It's like the hottest country
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, what do you think I might get one of those shirts with my name on? I like shirts, huh?
Too much fault.
He wants to personalize shirts.
Oh yeah, we gotta get him a shirt. Means you're part of the team. What else you need? Business cards? Tote bag? How about my brand cufflinks?
I'll look into it.
Yeah, Louis, you are kind of a douche.
Yeah, like, forget it.
Hey, kid, relax. We're just breaking balls. Look, I get it. I used to leave them. Okay? You're trying to take it this year. Get more.
Well, yeah, that is kind of how you do it, but he just doesn't let up on it. He goes right into his probably his party piece. And who wouldn't want to do this as a new kid who didn't know that? I wouldn't have known that sort of thing. I mean, I get to drive the Porsche. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. There's Sam's got it again.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a different universe. Something that's attached, connected to, in spirit, certainly. That's PG. I don't expect to hear the word blowjobs more than once, much less once. And this is also how it works.
Thank you. I'm gonna go grab a chair.
That's how someone gets a little maligned. Somebody else sticks up for him, gives him a chance, says, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm turning this into a after-school special. Yeah, Louis.
It's okay, everything's fine, guys. Fine.
He's such a douche. You want to like the guy. And Louis gets a number of chances to be likable.
Hey, Rob, it's Robbie, right? Here, right? Robbie, you're gonna break your thumb there.
What?
Make a fist. Make a fist. You're gonna punch your boss. You're gonna make a tight fist. Thumb around the outside underneath. Squeeze the knuckles. Extend the hand straight out. See that? Yeah, come on. That's flat. Look at my hand. Okay. All right. That's better. Listen, I'm sorry for calling you out this night, right? That's on me. I should have heard your side. You're not the only one with temper around.
Hmm.
All right, well.
Yeah, the Italians,
Where are you from?
they're the ones with the temper.
No. We love them with those.
And Irish women, but that's yeah, Marino Hera movies.
I guess things aren't always what they look like, right? I'm gonna head back inside and announce the sorry you almost got killed sales event. I'll see you in a minute.
Hey, who knows? Maybe you might have gotten a sale out of that. Maybe it helps. Ooh, yeah.
Are we looking for sex?
Yeah, that is exactly how,
Is in the mail? This truck owns something in local for? So who
you know,
knows?
something happens with a question and you think completely different. Jack Tripper, it's okay, Mr. Furley. It was a simple misunderstanding. So if I'm right, they're juniors? They're juniors. Yeah, somebody did have to take care of those assholes. And as Sam said, yeah, nobody else did. That's what happens.
Just a few days
For
back.
evil to exist, all that's required is for good men to do nothing.
But you telegraph this week. When you lift up your foot like that, it's just a way to your back leg or wind up. Shower.
She's giving him a lesson. That's awesome.
That was a freebie. Also, and I didn't expect much.
That's sweet. She gave him a free one. Hey, pal, that's first lesson, first tip. That's a free one. So after that, you're going to have to start.
Man, didn't keep taking all my bags. Was that secret burger that I'm sure you guys heard about me?
Yeah. Stupid rumors, lies, all are monsters. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah,
Get everybody falling.
all the shit that you wish you would have known back then.
Greater things. Nose ring. Slingshot. You serious?
Yeah.
You mean good?
Yeah.
That was a test. I want to see who the quitters are, not you guys. You're ready to win. Right? You can get home, play your eye computers, play your video games, eating candy. Instead, you're here. Doing push-ups, learn how to fight. Look, even Lip's not one of those guys. He's no quitter. Excuse me, what? No, that's what he wants to say.
Now, this is how you do it. This is also how you, yeah. Gonna say it. Go right ahead. Come out and say it. He's giving him a chance.
I don't know what that is. Get off the phone. All right? If you don't want to be called lip, then don't have a weird lip. Can't you get served with that? It's hard to see. Worse before that. Doctors. So this is the apple quote. That's something we should sue. Please choose something. You don't think I want to? It's not worse for you. If you want to be something other than a nerd with a scar to it, you gotta flip the script, okay? Get a face next to it. Gouge your eye out. Play patch, right? Remove that. You'll feel like free.
Yeah, he does take off. Yeah.
Go away.
It's not unexpected. No.
Has to be so hard. Oh, come on, Diaz. They're a bunch of losers. Yeah, well, some of those losers are my friends. That tracks.
Well,
You wanted a full dozer, you know.
he does need to be reminded. This is what you wanted. And
Right there, losers.
yeah.
You don't lose it. Are you kidding me? You didn't cry your teeth? No, it's just. You don't know what it's like to be us.
And he needs to hear that. He does need to hear that. Because that's probably everybody's story. Everyone starts at some point in their life at zero level, at first level. Maybe you're a nerd, right? Virtually every cool kid started that way. And some of the other ones that didn't are just naturally probably decent folks. What's there's a Rush song. How does it go? How does that go? Like 83, 1983.
I'm pretty sure she's watched me from the camera, so I make this stuff. All right?
Do
It's cool. The lines in the songs, something about being it's tough to be cool. But before that, the line is it's cool to be tough. And it's true. Not necessarily it's cool to be tough. That's the impression. It's tough to be cool. Dean Martin made it look real easy because he didn't try. And that's the difficult part. You want to try. You want to try real hard because it looks so fantastic. And, it, you know, you think there's a lot of effort in there. There might be a lot of effort to restrain yourself from giving a damn. Yeah, he's throwing out the artificial sweetener. Yes, thank you. And she's thinking, and it's more of the photos of sausages, banana jokes, what have you. And it isn't. That's sweet. That is sweet. Wait a minute. Yeah. Back at his place. The banquet. His personal stereo, although I think that might actually be a Walkman. I used to say that when I was younger because I didn't actually have a Walkman. It was whatever, you know, other company made their kind of a knockoff thing. So someone would say, hey, you got a Walkman? That's personal stereo. It's like saying Kleenex is, all tissue is Kleenex. It was dumb, I know. Now, I don't remember. I do know that the guy, Billy Zabka, William Zabka, his father was a producer. I don't know if he was a producer with Lorimar. Yeah, well.
Okay, fine, I'll write the goddamn check. I'll make it out to garbage because that's where it's gonna end up. What, seriously? Just what? Tonight, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Back to Boston. Yeah, he remembers. He needs to remember. We all need to remember that. Gotta keep a little bit humble. Yeah, Zapka's mom was the producer, and her father was an assistant director and a production manager.
Yeah, this is good stuff, very important. He didn't show this to anyone else, did he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Another one from the amazing Louis.
That one's on you, pal. Next time you outsmart the dog. Yeah.
punching. Well, karate isn't all punching and kicking. It's actually more about balance.
I think that would look like karate.
Blueprints don't have to look like harness either, do they? That was kind. It's the foundation, like,
An interesting analogy.
you want to stick around? Want a few things?
Yeah, he's desperate to have a partner or a student. And he doesn't realize the value that
Since you joined Cobra Kai, I have been hard on you. Called you names. I humiliated you. Some of you I hit. For that, don't apologize.
no, he doesn't. No, he probably shouldn't, the way he does it.
Cobra Kai is about strength. If you're not strong on the inside, you can't be strong on the outside. Right now, you're all weak. And I know that. Because I was you.
This is how he should have led.
I used to have no friends. You see the weirdo kid? Not that weird, so look at the days are over.
Pure Johnny Lawrence, man.
Since I am today. Just like a cobra, I had to shed my loser skin, find my true power. You guys will too.
That's the way to do it.
Welcome to Cobra Kai. You had right? You fucking scared. But you should have.
He had a second. He thought about what Johnny said.
You see that? Doesn't matter if you're a loser, or a nerd, or a freak. All that matters is that you become badass. Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it? No sense.
Not with Eli.
Pain does not exist in this dojo, does it?
No, sensei.
Well, unless Aisha's dishing it out.
Defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? No sense.
That was Miguel.
Class, are you ready to win the way of the fist?
That's kind of funny how that works out like that. I say that because I've seen, I'm assuming you have too. So he goes to Eli, to Hawk. Fear does not exist in this dojo. He certainly goes on to be fearless. And quite possibly that becomes his problem. A total disregard for caution. That's Eli's. That's where his character goes. That's where his arc is leading him. He becomes reckless, careless, thoughtless. Miguel, defeat does not exist in this dojo. I hate saying this. Spoiler alert. Give you a count of 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He wins the championship, the All Valley Karate Championship. That is where his arc takes him. The defeat part, he does whatever he can to win. He takes the lesson the wrong way. He takes his lessons to the extreme, perhaps in a crease style way, and he does not accept defeat, and he does not accept the opportunity to learn from defeat. He goes ahead and he goes twice as hard and does something he probably shouldn't do to avoid defeat. And that's a lesson that he needs. It didn't occur to me that last 3 deliveries, the the credo, I guess you'd call it the credo, the Cobra Kai credo that Johnny gives to his dojo, and speaking directly to Hawk, Aisha, and Miguel. So Aisha's part, Johnny says, pain does not exist in this dojo. I don't think Aisha has a problem with physical pain, and she doesn't needlessly dish it out. She has, she might have, well, I'm curious to see where she goes for season 3. She's got a couple of, she's important in season 2, but in a different way. How? Well, it could simply be pain does end up existing in that dojo. In a different way, obviously, in the way it's given as an instruction, as a code, is you don't give in to pain. You don't let pain get you down. You work through it, and not in a reckless way, and not in an unbalanced way. In fact, these guys, these students, they do have a certain amount of fear. Too much fear is way out of whack. No fear, not any fear. That's a problem. Same with pain, and the same with defeat. You learn from fear, you learn from pain, and you learn from defeat. I suppose in the end, it is fear is not the end. Pain is not the end, and defeat is not the end. Failure is the only teacher worth a damn. It's good to see where this stuff goes, having seen all of season 1 and season 2. I do like going back and watching this. I did not expect to see that little thing, I didn't notice that before. I like watching again to catch something new. I hope you enjoyed watching as well. I hope you enjoyed listening. And I appreciate you tuning in. If you have a moment, if you have an idea, if you have a question or a comment, please go to the requisite area, click the requisite buttons, and type the requisite information. And I'll read it, and hopefully there'll be something to glean out of that. I'm sure there is. If you have an interest in subscribing, there's a button for that, and the like button. If you did like it, I hope you do push it. If you don't like it, certainly you're welcome to click don't like. If you don't, I hope you let me know why, and maybe if there's something I can do differently. In any case, stay tuned for another review and another review and another look at the next episode of Cobra Kai coming up with a little bit of patience that will be on its way. Thanks very much. Hope to see you next time. Take care.